Hello students, here we are with JPIC Digital Study. Today we will read about the first chapter of prose of class 12. The chapter name is A Girl with a Basket, written by William C. Douglas. In this lesson, the writer had described about his journey in India when he saw many refugees moving here and there, and he described the condition of that very time in this chapter. He described the different condition of India, fields, villages, gardens, etc. So children, let's, with the help of our textbook, read the lesson and see. I had left New Delhi for the Himalayas. I was going as far as Bareilly by train and then by car to Ranikhet, an old British Army hill station located on a 6,000 foot ridge opposite a 120-mile stretch of snow-capped Himalayas. The train was slow and it stopped at all the way stations. And with every stop, I swung open the door of my compartment and walked the platform. In this passage, the writer wants to describe when he was traveling by the train, it is his curiosity that when the train stopped any platform, the writer opened his door and started talking to people who were standing at the platform. He was a very curious person. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर ने बताया है कि जब वो ट्रेन से यात्रा कर रहा होता है तो रास्ते में जहाँ कहीं भी ट्रेन रुकती है वह वहाँ रुक करके वहाँ खड़े लोगों से बात करता है और उनके विचारों को जानने का प्रयास करता है. The platform were packed with people, Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus, soldiers, merchants, priests, porters, beggars, hawkers. Almost everyone was barefoot and dressed in loose white garments. I would ask at least 3 people before I could find one who spoke English. We would talk world affairs and every major topics the news of the day produced. In this way, I was trying to get a feel of the pulse of the nation, checking opinion against official attitudes and reports. The writer describes that he saw many types of people at the platform. They were from different religions. He wants to talk to them because he wanted to feel the nationalism in them. राइटर इस पैराग्राफ में बताता है कि वह वहाँ पर खड़े लोगों से बात करना चाहता है. वहाँ पर कई तरह के लोग थे, जैसे कि हिंदू, मुस्लिम, सिख, ईसाई, कई धर्मों के व्यक्ति थे. वह उन लोगों से बात करके उनके मन में जो राष्ट्रीयता की भावना थी उसको महसूस करना चाहता था. जब उसने 3-4 व्यक्तियों से बात किया तो उनमें से हार्डली कोई इंग्लिश स्पीकिंग करने वाला या अंग्रेजी बोलने वाला व्यक्ति उनको मिला. The route lay through one of the richest of India's agricultural areas. This was the plain of the upper Ganga river, 1,000 feet above sea level but tropical. The Ganga was brown silt, swollen with flood waters, its overflow inundating thousands of acres rise. To the north were jungles, great expanses of grass higher than a man's head, and unbroken except for an occasional clump of trees, the home of tigers, elephants, pythons and cobras. Everywhere else there was flat and running to the horizon, but dotted here and there by the scattered banyan tree or by rows of paca trees, shaped like elms and having thick twisted trunks. Hot humid air was moving in from the southwest. Monkeys, some of them mothers with babies, clinging to them and riding underneath, swung off trees at the stations looking for food. The villagers we passed had walls made of mud mixed with water and cow dung. Their paved roofs were thatched, bundles of grass tied to bamboo poles stretched across the rafters. That day the pumpkin vines and that grew over them were in bloom, trailing streaks of yellow over dry walls. In this passage, the writer described the condition of India's village bitterly. He said that he passed the agricultural areas of India and the field was nearby the Ganga river. It was a very fertile field. There were greenery everywhere. He also said that he saw a monkey with her baby, and the villages where the houses were made of mud, cow dung, etc. In a thatchet, the writer saw a pumpkin vine that is blooming, and the muddy walls in bad condition. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर ने बताया है कि किस तरह से गंगा के किनारे मौजूद हरे भरे खेतों में उसने लहलहाते हुए फसलों को देखा। राइटर ने बताया कि उसी दौरान उसने कई सारे हरे भरे पेड़ों से भरे हुए जंगलों को देखा। उसने देखा कि किस तरह से एक बंदर अपने बच्चे को अपनी गोद में चिपकाए हुए एक पेड़ से दूसरे पेड़ को कूद रहा है। गांव को उसने देखा जिसमें घरों की दीवारें कच्ची मिट्टी की बनी हुई थी। उसको डेकोरेट किया गया था गाय के गोबर से, और एक ऐसी छप्पर भी उसने देखी जो कि सूखे तिनकों से बनाई हुई थी, और उसके ऊपर जो कद्दू की बेल थी वह हरी भरी लहलहा रही थी और मिट्टी की दीवारों से होकर के नीचे को लटक रही थी। At one station, my routine of talking to the people was interrupted. As soon as I alighted, a group of young children gathered around me. They were selling baskets hand-woven, reed baskets with simple designs and patterns. They held the baskets high, shouting words I did not know, but conveying unmistakably their desire. In this line, the writer says that at a station he saw many refugee children. He wants to get their desires. वो चाहता था कि उनकी इच्छाएं जानना। उसने कई तरह के शरणार्थी बच्चों को देखा जो इधर उधर घूम रहे थे और उन्हीं की तरफ उसका ध्यान आकर्षित होता है। These were refugees children. When partition between India and Pakistan was decreed, hundreds of thousands of people pulled up their roots and changed their residences. 9 million people left Pakistan and came to India, driven by the fear of religious fanatism. They were poor people to start with. They were poorer as they began their long trek, for all they could carry was a bit of food and a few belongings. So they were out of food. A few days after they started, they began to fall by the wayside from the weakness of hunger and died where they fell. In these lines, he described the conditions of the people who refused from Pakistan to India at the partition time. They had their few articles, some foodings, but at a moment their fooding was shortage and they were suffering from hungerness. In इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर ने बताया है कि किस तरह से कंडीशन थी उस समय रिफ्यूजी लोगों की जब वे पाकिस्तान से भारत आ गए थे और अब भूख से परेशान थे। मीन्स उस समय लोगों के पास जो थोड़े बहुत साधन थे, खाने का जो थोड़ा सा सामान था, उसको लेकर के वह भारत में आ गए थे और अब अपनी जीविका के लिए परेशान थे। उनके पास भोजन की कमी हो गई थी और उनका जीना दुभर हो गया था और वह भूख से मर रहे थे। The children selling baskets, versions and daughters of these refugees, Deva or their parents or relatives, had gathered in the cities, setting up stalls, manufacturing simple articles, trying to make a living in markets already overcrowded. They lived in clothes and grasses that lined the streets. The peasants among these refugees had been accustomed to little all their lives, for the annual income of an agricultural family does not exceed on an average $100 a year. The village average unskilled laborer makes 30 cents a day or less than $2 a week. There is one meal a day, and onion, a piece of bread, a bowl of pulse with milk, perhaps a bit of goat cheese, no tea, no coffee, no fat, no sweets, no meat. $100 a year is not $2 a week. Yet even that small amount is hard to earn by selling baskets to people too poor to buy them. That no doubt is the reason these little children descended on me like locusts. I am an American was doubtless the most promising market they had seen. The writer belongs from the America, so he described the money in dollars. He said that the people had a lowest income. They could not get $1 in a day, so they were suffered. They began to do trade with their short income. They settled their shops, began to sell their articles made by handcraft. इस पैसेज में राइटर ने बताया है कि किस तरह से छोटी इनकम, थोड़ी इनकम कमाने के बाद व्यक्ति को सफर करना पड़ता है, क्योंकि वह आए हुए शरणार्थी दूसरे देश से आए थे और भारत में आकर के उन्होंने अपनी छोटी छोटी दुकानें गलियों में लगाना शुरू कर दिया था। रहने के लिए कपड़ों और घास फूस से बने छोटे छोटे छप्पर बना रखे थे। और राइटर कहता है कि क्योंकि मैं अमेरिकन हूँ, मैं जानता हूँ, मैं विकसित देश से हूँ, मैं जानता हूँ कि जब छोटी इनकम होगी तो लोगों को कैसे सफ़र करना पड़ता है। मैंने उसको उस समय महसूस किया, उन लोगों के बीच में देखा। राइटर कहता है कि मैंने पल्स ऑफ मिल्क, गोट चीज़, वो कहता है कि शायद ही कभी लोगों को भोजन में मिल्क यानी दूध या मांस का टुकड़ा मिलता होगा। उन्हें बस प्याज का एक टुकड़ा, एक कटोरी दाल और कुछ रोटियां भोजन के लिए मिल सकती थी। I bought one tiny basket for a few annas. Writer says that he bought a small basket from the selling girl, another fruit basket for a bit more, a beautiful waste paper basket for a rupee, a lovely swing basket for a rupee, a few fans for an anna or two apiece. My arms were filled and I had not spent 50 cents. The children passed in, shouting their wares. I was prisoner, completely surrounded, unable to move. The most elegant, aggressive window was a beautiful girl of 9 right in front of me. She had a lovely basket with handle and she wanted a rupee and a half for it, or about 30 cents. She was an earnest pleader. There were tears in her eyes. She pleaded and begged in tones that would bring my heart. In this passage, the writer says about a girl about 9 years old. She begged to writer for buying his articles. He had a very beautiful basket. She had a very beautiful basket. She wants to sell to it to the writer. The writer was mostly attracted with her. इस पैराग्राफ में राइटर बताना चाहता है कि किस तरह से एक 9 वर्ष की लड़की ने उसका ध्यान अपनी ओर आकर्षित किया। वह एक सुंदर सी टोकरी अपने हाथ में लिए हुए थी जिसको कि वह राइटर को बेचना चाहती थी। वह इसके लिए 30 सेंट के लगभग धन चाहती थी और राइटर पहले ही कुछ हाथ से बने हुए पंखे और टोकरियां खरीद चुका था और उसका पूरा हाथ उन सामानों से भर गया था और अभी तक उसको अभी थोड़ा सा भी धन नहीं खर्च करना पड़ा था। वह चारों ओर से बच्चों से ऐसे घिरा हुआ था जैसे कोई कैदी। बच्चे उसको अपना सामान बेचने के लिए घेरे हुए थे और राइटर उस लड़की से की टोकरी को देख करके उसको खरीदने के बारे में सोच रहा था। My arms were full. I had no room left along my knee for another basket. Balancing my basket's handpan on my left arm, I reached into my right coat pocket and got a handful change, perhaps 15 cents in all, which I deposited in the basket that the young girl had imploringly before me. I tried to explain that I could not buy the basket, but extended the gratuity as a substitute. I realized at once that what offense I had given. Child of 9, dressed in rags and on edge of starvation, raised her chin, reached into the basket, and with all the pride and graciousness of a lady, handed the money back to me. There was only one thing I could do. I bought the basket. She wiped her tears, smiled and dashed down the platform, headed for some grass hut, and could have at least 30 cents that night. Writer wants to say that I have many articles, but I handed these articles in one hand and putting my hand in my pocket, I put out 15 cents and put it in the baskets of the girl and want to buy them. राइटर इस पैराग्राफ में कहता है कि मेरे हाथ भरे हुए थे, उनमें कोई स्थान नहीं था, फिर भी मैंने अपने बाएं हाथ में, बाएं कोट की जेब में अपना हाथ डाला और 15 सेंट के लगभग जो सिक्के थे मैंने उनको निकाले, जिसे मैंने उस छोटी सी लड़की की टोकरी में रख दिया। और मुझे ऐसा करने के बाद जब उस लड़की ने अपना चेहरा ऊपर उठाया तो मुझे ऐसा एहसास हुआ कि जैसे मैंने कोई अपराध कर दिया। वह 9 साल की फटे हुए कपड़े पहने हुए लड़की थी और भुखमरी के निकट थी, लेकिन उसने बड़े ही गर्व के साथ मेरे वो 15 सेंट मुझे लौटा दिए और मेरे पास केवल एक ही विकल्प उस समय मौजूद था कि मैं उसकी टोकरी खरीद लूं। मैंने उसकी टोकरी को खरीद लिया और तब वह लड़की बड़े ही गर्व के साथ मुस्कुराते हुए अपने उस घास की झोपड़ी की ओर चली गई और मुझे यह सोच करके प्रसन्नता थी कि आज उस लड़की के पास 30 सेंट हैं, क्योंकि उसने 15 सेंट में मुझे देने से मना कर दिया था, इसलिए मैंने उसके द्वारा रखे गए दाम को जो कि 30 सेंट था मैंने उसको दिया। I told this story to Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. I told him it was one reason I had fallen in love with India. The people I saw in India, those in the village as well as those in high office, have both pride and ambitions of decency and citizenship. They also have a passion for independence. The beautiful child, born in squalor and poverty, uneducated in both grammar and manner, had given me a glimpse of the warm soul of India. In these lines, the writer was described that he tell this story to the Prime Minister of India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, and he also shared his emotions that he saw, the prideness and the devotion towards the nation in that very child who was poor, uneducated. इन पैराग्राफों में राइटर बताना चाहता है कि उसने इस कहानी को पंडित जवाहरलाल नेहरू को भी बताई और उन्होंने जो महसूस किया था उसको भी कहना चाहा कि किस तरह से उस छोटी सी लड़की में जो कि 9 वर्ष की थी, अनएजुकेटेड थी यानी अशिक्षित थी, फिर भी अपने देश के प्रति राष्ट्रीयता की भावना से कूट कूट कर भरी हुई थी। तो इस तरह से ये आपका चैप्टर समाप्त हुआ। बच्चों अगले चैप्टर के लिए